Hey guys, the Trekyard team is back with something new, so you can consider this a pilot, if you will. We are doing our favorite top 10 things in the world of Trek, with each show, each week, having a different subject. So, favorite Federation ships one week, next being our favorite communicators or bridges or even uniforms. Always so much exciting Trek stuff to talk about and definitely to hear our thoughts on. So, since I'm the captain, I am going to be starting first and stating my favorite five. Then we're going to move on to Samuel's top five. So this is really like a Trekyards top 10. And today we are looking at our favorite alien ship designs. So let's begin. I would say number five for me would have to be Species 8472. It's something we've never seen before, a ship from fluidic space. Very interesting design. I love the fact that they can link together too. So destroy a whole planet, kind of Death Star-ish.
Hell of a super weapon.
Yeah. So that's the first one. So number four, I guess four, yeah. Cranham Timeship. Time ships are just awesome. Anything time travel related, like as we all know, Andrew Probert designed the DeLorean for Back to the Future.
This is a bit bigger than that, though.
Yes, it is indeed, and I don't think he designed it. But yeah, it's a great looking ship, cool design, very, very neat. I'm going to move on to number three now. Now, number three is the Renegade Borg prototype from the episode with Lore. So, not the standard Borg shapes that we're used to. You know, they're all geometric, like cubes or spheres or pyramids or diamonds. And this is just something that's neat, and it's kind of cool to see this different take on how the Borg would design something if they weren't constrained to their narrow thinking. So, I like it. It's a cool take and a great Borg ship. Number two, Romulan Bird-of-Prey from TOS, so Balance of Terror. Not so much the one that we kind of did our first episode on, because that's just basically a test bed for the plasma torpedo launcher. But I'm looking at like the Birds of Prey from Starfleet battles, you know, phasers, a couple different kinds of plasma torpedoes, things like that. Stuff that can really, I don't know. It was a great ship, and I love the bird motif. I love that swooping down on you and then decloaking, and then, yeah, amazing ship. And now we get to my number one, the Klingon Bird-of-Prey. Cool looking design, very dynamic, and like we discussed in our Legends episode, I like the wings in the up position, or straight out. I'm not so much a fan of the attack position. But one of the main reasons I like it is because it creates a lot of controversy here at Trekyards, because it is, of course, a Romulan design that was turned into a Klingon design. And Samuel tends to disagree because Enterprise had an Enterprise-era Bird-of-Prey.
Beautiful design.
And so he thinks it's a Klingon ship.
So this is the Klingon-only TNG version, not the Enterprise version, just that one?
Yes, okay. Yes. And, of course, it comes in different sizes and a lot of controversy about the size and all that. So it makes it for a fun, interesting ship to talk about and definitely to look at. So those are my top five. Samuel, I want to hear your list now.
That's an interesting pick. I'm surprised by a few of them, but we'll talk about that in the last bit of the show. So my top five, for me, and I actually have models of all of these, which I think is kind of awesome. Always do. So number five is the Voyager Corrosion ship. And this is the attack cruiser that you see quite a lot in Voyager. It's a really interesting design. I mean, look how many sharp points. Look how different. Look how aggressive yet compressed. I mean, the warp cores are in this little bit of hull armor. It's amazing. This is one of the few ships that, when you see Voyager, they've alien ships every other week. That's kind of the charm of Voyager. This is one of the few designs that I thought, that is something really special, and I really, that stayed with me a lot. So I really like this design, and having the model, I like it even more. So that's a really cool one. Number four, also for me, the Cranham Timeship.
Really?
Yeah. I found it amazing that we both had the same. But yeah, it's such an interesting design. This is basically just a big weapon. It's barely a ship, and it's huge. And it's got these cool blue glow internals. It's got, I don't even know what any of these things are.
It's like the Death Star in the middle there, like I said.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it's a Death Star laser, but time laser. It's got these amazing points that just give it this whole incredible feel, and it's one of the best parts of Year of Hell, even though it gives a whole part of the package even more meat, and it's just a great design. Number three for me is the Katinga, or the D7, or that whole shape, because come on, this shape, this basic Klingon design has been around for a long time, all the way from Enterprise
And it is a great shape.
It's a great. It's
Designed by
classic.
Matt Jeffries, so yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all the way from TOS, Enterprise into, TNG, obviously survived. TNG, Voyager, it was even Voyager. And, the fan production, Zaxxon has it, Renegades has it. The same basic shape in different iterations. It is one of those long-lasting, but it still feels aggressive. It still feels powerful. And this is designed from the 60s. This is incredible. It's just so cool.
I'm
And it's got to be...
surprised I didn't pick it.
Yeah. What? No, but it's a great design. Brings me to my number 2. Now, this is an interesting one. It is the USS Dauntless. And you might say, but Samuel, that is a Federation. It's not a Federation ship.
No, it's not. I considered it too for a second in my list, but I really hate that design. So
Yeah, I love this design. It's so sleek. It's so interesting. It's such a cool revolution, yet evolution, yet development of Federation design. But it's not a Federation ship. It is, what was his name, Arcturus.
Arcturus, yeah.
He molecularly modified whatever into this shape. It's Federation, yet these sleek lines are not Federation. They are a bit too sleek. It's partial alien, strange, deflector array. It has those hints of what could be alien. I love that, and it's kind of a fun cheat because I love the ship anyway. And so to have it be number 2 is an alien ship is kind of a little cheap, but I love it. It's a great little design. Just looks so cool. And that comes to my number 1, which I find a little bit interesting.
Drum roll, please.
Is also the Klingon Bird-of-Prey. We had the same number 1, which I think says something about the Bird-of-Prey.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you got to understand that we don't know each other's lists before we do these. So that's amazing.
This is part of the fun of this show. What it could be is that this is just totally like what we generally think, and some things, number 4 and number 1 the same, but that's completely separate lists. But yeah, beautiful design. I mean, I think this design was first introduced in 1984 and it was last seen in 1999. It looks still as good now and then as it did when it was first introduced. It is a definitive design. It's got all these cool details. It's aggressive, size controversy, whatever. It's just an amazing design, and it's iconic. And probably the
good
best
wing configuration you got there, straight out. It looks really good. Although I think, are you missing a gun?
I am missing a gun, but let's ignore that. Yeah, he'd be attacked if we knew. But yeah, beautiful design. Yeah, surprise turnout there for our first episode.
Yeah. So, well, I like your choices. Okay.
Thank you.
The Corrosion is a great ship. It's very bulky and sturdy.
Yeah.
And very cool. It looks like a Battlestar Galactica and the Klingon kind of had a baby. It also looks kind of Jem'Hadarish in a way, that design. But the Timeship, I have to agree with you on because it's my number 4. It's just amazing.
And all the ships we could pick. All the ships we could
fly
pick.
Either direction too.
Could it? What?
Like, look, that way it looks like a squid when it does that way.
Well, I've got to say, this is a little bit too Babylon 5-y for me, but it's
maybe
it's far enough apart. Yeah, and then obviously number 3, Katinga.
Katinga, I'm surprised I didn't pick that. Dauntless, I absolutely hate, so good job on that one. I knew you'd pick that. And Bird-of-Prey, it's definitely a Romulan design. An awesome choice, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, on your list, 8472. I was not expecting that as number 5. It's such a strange ship, and you're barely out of TOS. Why would you pick such an odd Voyager ship?
It's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
I like Species 8472. Or the Undine, as they become known.
Yeah, definitely a cool ship, and not what I was expecting. Like I say, Cranham number 4, that's incredible. Borg prototype again, that was not expecting. Definitely a cool ship, very odd though, because it's still these bulky shapes, but in a odd package.
It's not symmetrical, which makes it interesting, I think.
Not at all. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, weird choice. And then TOS, I'm not at all surprised by Romulan TOS. Although, for me personally, it's very simple and it doesn't. I mean, come on, this is timeless for me. Sorry, that TOS is not timeless. That design, but that's just
my brother kicks my ass with the Romulan Bird-of-Prey on a regular basis, so I got used to looking at it.
And it was our first episode, so I've got to love it for that. That. And then, like I say, we both had Burrell Bird-of-Prey, so that says something about the ship. And any closing thoughts on our lists?
It was incredible. I had fun doing this, and I love that we had 2 that matched. That just speaks volumes, I think.
Yeah, and this show can be anything about anything, and that is awesome. So we hope you enjoyed this, and that's it for Trekyards Top 10. Let us know what you think of our lists in the comments below, and please do your own Top 5 list, or Top 10 if you have a split personality. And list down your reasons why you think ours are rubbish, are amazing. If you all think the Brills are the best, you're all right, so that's good. And please suggest topics for other top 10s. So that is it for our top 10, 2 top 5s, Trekyards this week. Until next time, guys. See ya.
Bye, everybody.